Thanks for watching News Echoes. My name is Shegun Johnson, and I'm glad you are watching. We discuss issues around the world, and we give our own analysis so that you might have an informed opinion, and then you can take a concrete decision. In the studio, I have our in-house researcher, Nat Yako. Ambassador Nat, you are welcome to the program.
Everybody.
Also, we have Mark, all the way from Milan. Mark and Milan, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sasha. Thank you very much. Good morning to the viewers again.
Today is a special day as we discuss very vital issues. How about crippling the economy in the United Kingdom? So many things are crippling the economy in the United Kingdom. We talk about fuel shortage, we talk about energy crisis, now the Brexit repercussion, everything jamming together to disturb the issues in Britain right now. Nat, what is the position of the fuel? HGV drivers, are they're back now? Do we have fuel in our pumps now? What's going on?
I think.
Is anything going on there?
Yes.
Go on, speak there.
Yeah, it seems my. Okay, are you hearing me?
Yes, we are.
Are you hearing
Yes,
me?
we are.
Yes,
sir.
we are.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for this opportunity. You want us to start with the energy crisis in the UK?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Thank you. For almost a month or so now, we have been having challenges with uh, petroleum product supply to majority of the UK. But one is glad to report that the crisis is easing off, but we still have some challenges here and there with drivers of these heavy duty vehicles that convey petroleum products from the depot to the petrol stations. But that is eased off, especially when the military was brought in to assist in delivering fuel. But we still have some challenges in the southeast of United Kingdom. But hopefully, in the next week or so, the issue should be completely resolved and things normalized.
All right. I just have to pause you there, Ambassador Nat. We are having with us Air Commodore Dan Suleiman, who has just entered the studio. And it's my pleasure to welcome Air Commodore Dan Suleiman. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
We know that you are a very busy man and you have taken time out of your schedule to come into our studio here, and so we will not want to delay you. We will just have to. Many Nigerians in diaspora, they know you because you have been governor of Plateau State. You have been the head of different agencies and boards in Nigeria. But there are some third generation Nigerians across Europe who still may not know you. Your name is very, very household when it comes to my generation, 50 plus and above. But for those who are 25, 30, they may not know you, sir. Can you please tell us who you are or that generation so that they know Commodore Dan Suleiman?
Well, thank you very much for the intro. Firstly, my name is Air Commodore Dan Suleiman. I come from Adamawa State. Many people think I come from Plateau, but no, I'm from Adamawa State. And I'm basically an Air Force product. I was one of the pioneers of the Nigerian Air Force when we started the Air Force from the beginning in 1962. And
Wow.
by the grace of God, through the ranks of the Air Force, I got to serve the country in various capacities. The first appointment I had in government was during Gawan's time, when I was Federal Commissioner for Special Duties. I was in charge of ECOWAS. I went around all the ECOWAS nations to invite them to the first ECOWAS conference in 1975. Thereafter, I was appointed Federal Commissioner as Minister then of Health in 1975 under General Murtala Mohammed, and also a member of the Supreme Military Council. After General Murtala's assassination, I was now appointed the military governor of all Plateau State under Obasanjo. That was between 1976 to 1978. And afterwards, 1979, we handed over power to civilian government of Shehu Shagari, and I resumed in the Nigerian Air Force. I established the first command of the Air Force in Kaduna, Training Command. But by 1980, I retired from the Air Force and became a retired officer. I got involved in Middle Belt politics in the 80s, and subsequently was involved with our Southern brothers in actualizing the June 12 elections of MKO Abiola in 1993. And subsequently, when Abiola's mandate was terminated by the military government, we transformed into what was now known as NADECO, to fight for not only for the realization of Abiola's mandate, but also for a return to democracy. In the process of fighting for the return to democracy, there were changes in government from Babangida's government then to Abacha's government. Abacha's government became very repressive, and in so doing, some of us had to relocate to abroad, where we formed the NADECO abroad. That's why as you said, many of our citizens in diaspora got to know about my activities then. Since then, I've come back to Nigeria in 1999 when democracy was now restored to Nigeria. And I've been involved in politics here and there since then. So that.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. This is a good summary, which will be in the social media for many years to come, for many people to learn, because we are recorded and we are watched across the globe, even as we speak right now. And so this is a very useful history. Many of us would not have known this one, that you are involved in the formation of ECOWAS, and ECOWAS has been what has brought the unity within West Africa since then. Thank you very much. We're very grateful for that. Sir, we're going to be asking you questions that are important to our being in Nigeria. We look at the security first. What's your general impression of the state of security in Nigeria? I do not want to say state of insecurity, because that may be a biased question. How about the state of security, sir?
Well, there's nothing biased about saying that it's insecurity. It is a fact that there's so much insecurity in the nation at the moment. So you wouldn't be wrong when you say you regard the situation as insecurity. It is so pervasive that nobody is safe in traveling around the roads or the airports, or even working in their place of work or in farming communities. So the situation is very, very perverse and very, very devastating.
Yeah. Where you come from, is that the northwest or the northeast?
I'm northeast because I'm from Adamawa State.
Oh, okay. Well, we know that the Northeast has been challenged over the years by the state of Boko Haram. I have my colleague
Mm.
living in London. His name is Nat Yakwo. He had been an ambassador of Nigeria before. Now he is residing in London and he's here with us. He's going to be asking you some questions as well. Ambassador Nat, you're welcome back. Um, what would you like to ask the Air Commodore? Ambassador Nat, are you hearing me? Okay. While he is trying to adjust, Nat, are you still with us? Is it okay now? Okay.
I think we
So,
lost it.
okay, we lost him. Air Commodore, sir. You've been watching what is happening in Benue State, and you have watched. You have been the governor in Plateau State. At a point, we used to have a Benue Plateau State. What would be your assessment of the government handling the crisis in Benue State in terms of headsmen and the farmers? There is a clash, and it appears that the federal government is not ready to resolve the clash by just saying, look, it's not about open grazing, let there be ranches, full stop. What's your take, sir?
My take is that this situation is very unfortunate. In the past, when I was a young man, I knew that we lived neighborly in peace with our herdsmen. But in recent time, the situation have changed so that herdsmen who used to go about carrying sticks to herd their cattle now carry guns. It's a very unfortunate situation. Why should they carry guns? In the past, where herdsmen invade a farm, there's always a settlement between the local community and the herdsmen. They're either made to pay compensation or whatever, what have you. But the issues were resolved on a friendly basis. But now, these herdsmen carry sophisticated arms. That is why the situation in Benue and other parts of the Middle Belt is very dire. They carry AK-47s, forcing themselves on unfortunate farmers. That is why the situation today, Benue used to be the food basket of the nation. So is the entire Middle Belt. It used to be the food basket of the nation, but now it's a sad situation that farmers cannot even go to farm because of these bandits and other forms of insecurity. So it is unfortunate that the situation has now become volatile.
If you are to advise the president, will you be advising him to say, look, let's forget about open grazing. This is 2021, going on to 2022. Let us start ranching as a policy.
I think the president has received enough advice on that front already. Not only from the southern governors recently, but even from northern policy makers. Everybody who is concerned with the security situation in Nigeria has advocated for ranching, modern husbandry as a way forward. Open grazing is very archaic, and that's what has crisis. So we should discard the old ways of doing things and embrace the new ways of doing things.
Wow. I mean, I'm sure that the authorities will be hearing and your voice will be very, very witty in that area. And so we're very grateful for that. we'll just move on, sir, to the economy of Nigeria, because we like to hear from men of substance like you who have been part of the government machinery for several years. At the time you were a minister, sir, naira was almost £1, and now £1 was almost £1, yes. But today, £1 is now
$1
about.
to $1.
Say that again, sir.
I said dollar and naira were at par then.
Yes, sir.
$1
Yes, sir.
to $1.
Yes, but today is about 800 naira to £1. What happened, sir?
Well, there has been an economic crisis in this country. The situation is that the current government promised that one of the cardinal points they were going to handle was the situation, the problem of economic development. But up to now, six years after, they have not been able to handle this economic situation. And the reason why this has not happened is because Nigeria has not embraced productive economy in terms of manufacturing and other areas of development, which will increase the revenue base of the country and improve the economic development of the populace. One area of neglect is also agriculture. You know, agriculture used to be the mainstay of Nigeria in the First Republic, but now it has been relegated to the rear, which is rather unfortunate.
Yes, but the rhetoric is that we are doing it, we're doing it. I mean, can the government see that we don't see any effect?
So we're doing it is not good enough. What people should, the effect is in the market.
Yes.
People go to market and prices are escalating, so that cannot be a good report. Recently, the government had a review of the activities, ministerial review. I don't know what conclusion they came concerning agriculture, but whatever it is, I'm sure that if they are realistic, they will find that there has not been any progress in that direction.
Oh, thank you, sir. I still have more questions, but appears Ambassador Nat is back. Ambassador Nat, please, if you are back, just say yes, I'm back, so that you can.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, now you can see Commodore Dan Suleiman, who had been federal commissioner in the time of Gowon era. He's been the federal minister in the times of Muritala. Then he became the military governor under Obasanjo. Now he's here with us. I mean, he has served his nation. Apart from being one of the foundational members of the Nigerian Air Force, he's here with us, and we're very grateful for that. Now, what will be your question to him?
Well, my question is, say good morning to Commodore Dan Suleiman, retired.
Okay.
You have secured for yourself a place.
I'm not sure that line is still working very well.
It's not very clear.
It's not very clear. That's true. That's very true. Okay, sir. Let me ask you, sir. Why is it that the Air Force has not cooperated? Or I don't want to say they have not cooperated, but it appears that they have not aligned themselves with the foot soldiers fighting Boko Haram. And therefore, Boko Haram is killing and winning in the Northeast, especially.
No, I don't think that your information is correct. If anything at all, if the backbone of the Boko Haram has been broken, it is because of the Air Force bombardment. The Air Force has been very active in fighting the insurgency. So
will you
if there's
think the backbone of Boko Haram has been broken now?
Yeah, it's been broken, but mainly they were inflicted more damage by the Air Force.
Okay,
so
fair
to
enough.
Say that the Air Force to say that Air Force has not been cooperating is not correct.
Okay, but 6 years on, they have not. I mean, the federal government has not won Boko Haram under Muhammadu Buhari.
They have done what?
I said, why is it that in 6 years, the Muhammadu Buhari administration has not totally defeated Boko Haram? Because he was coming in as a general, everybody respected him, and we expected that in 6 years he should have sent Boko Haram away. Do you think there are reasons for this?
I think it's the lack of willpower. Otherwise, there's no reason why under Buhari's regime, the Boko Haram could not have been totally eliminated. He is a retired general, and not only that, he served as a GOC in Maiduguri in the past. So he knows the terrain, he knows the territory. There's nobody who today is as experienced as he is in the military arena. So for him not to be able to demolish the backbone of the Boko Haram by now is not a good scorecard for him.
Oh, you said lack of will. Why will he not have the will to send out Boko Haram? Because at least the last time we counted, there were about 15 local governments under Boko Haram. They have set up administration. They are collecting taxes from the Nigerian citizens under their, and in fact, they have given the place a name under their domain, and they are changing their leaders. They have their ministers. So what will be the reason behind the lack of will of the federal government right now?
Frankly, I find it difficult to understand, because if you refer to their own narrative, they will tell you that the Boko Haram has been defeated. They will tell you that the Boko Haram is on the run. The impression you get from the government is that the Boko Haram is substantially defeated. But as you rightly said, is that the situation on the ground? It is not so. That's why I said there's a lack of will there. If the will is there, there's no reason why this Boko Haram could not have been not just degraded, but completely demolished by now.
And the same thing has extended to the banditry in the northwest. And it appears that the federal government is also losing that battle in the north. Do you have any advice on how to tackle the banditry? Some people say turn their names to terrorists. I don't know whether turning their name to terrorists is the solution, or the federal government should move in and all of these banditry and all of these abductions should stop. It appears that we are losing the battle in the northwest. What advice can you give the federal government, sir?
Well, one thing, changing names, changing the name from bandits to terrorists is not going to change the situation. What will change the situation again is the will of the government to confront the challenge and bring it to an end.
Oh, okay. And
the
we still don't know why.
The military. If in our days the military was well regarded around the world, we had intervened in various spheres of conflict around the world, and we did well. We did well in Congo. We did well in places like Lebanon and other parts of the world. Even here in Africa, in West Africa, we did very well in Liberia in Sierra Leone and what have you. Why can't we do the same in our own country? That's why I say it's a lack of will.
Everybody has been wondering why. Yes, sir. We have all the capabilities, we have all the capacities, and yet we are not winning. It appears we are not winning. Now, the latest is that the federal government has moved soldiers to the southeast. If we move soldiers to the northeast, soldiers to the northwest, then soldiers to the southeast, it looks like we are in battle with ourselves. Will these taking soldiers to the southeast, is this the solution? Or the leaders should just go and sit down and talk things out with the leaders of IPOB and leaders of Ohanese and leaders and the governors in the southeast. But it appears that the solution they want is putting soldiers, which looks that we are having battle on every side of Nigeria. How do you read that, sir?
You see, insecurity has become a matter of business in Nigeria today, unfortunately. All these bandits and what have you, they make a lot of money out of it by kidnapping innocent people and demanding compensation. I've even had a ridiculous situation where farmers were asked to pay compensation to bandits so that they can go to farms freely. Is that the kind of situation? It is this lack of determination to bring an end to this nefarious activity that is encouraging other parts of the country to do the same. As I said, insecurity has become a question of business. People do it now to extort money from people to become rich, which is rather unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate. I have more questions for you, sir, if you don't really mind. But let me just see if Nat is okay. Ambassador Nat, are you okay now?
Yes, I think the challenges must be from the connections. But are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yes. Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you, Air Commando Dan Suleiman. Well, again, I was saying that from your intro, it seems you have secured for yourself a page or two when the history of Nigeria is written, because at one time you led the Muslim delegation to the Hajj, and you being a Christian.
It is not exactly correct. I didn't lead a Muslim delegation. I was then the Minister of Health. I was invited by the Saudi Arabian government specifically to request that they would reduce the number of pilgrims to Saudi Arabia. So I visited Saudi Arabia, where I received these instructions, and I passed it on to General Murtala Muhammad at that time. The request was that the pilgrims in Nigeria should be reduced. That was what I was asked to beg. Somehow, people misunderstand me. They think I'm a Muslim. When they hear the name Dan Suleiman, they believe I'm a Muslim, but my real name really is Daniel Suleiman. My name is Daniel. That Dan is Daniel. So I'm a Christian. And it's very easy for people to mistake me as a Muslim.
Okay. I follow up with your role in the Nigerian Air Force. Yes, because at one time, when you were, your rank was group captain, the people thought you are the only group captain in the Nigerian Air Force. And then even when you were promoted to Air Commando, people still address you as group captain. So why?
That's true.
Yes.
I don't know why. People say they like the name group captain. So I said, is that why I should be stuck as group captain? I shouldn't be promoted to a higher rank. The rank of group captain is equivalent to a full colonel in the army or captain in the navy. But somehow that rank popularized me when I was governor of Plateau State. I was known as group captain. In fact, when I was in government, from the time I was federal commissioner to to the time I was governor, I was known as group captain. And so that became like a household name. And up to today, when I go to Plateau or Nasarawa, those areas where I governed before, they still refer to me as group captain, Dan Suleiman. So they don't, some of them I said, why? They said they like the sound of group captain. That this air commander thing doesn't sound well to them.
Okay, well, thank you for that explanation. Again, with you,
but you are an ambassador. You know, you are my colleague in a way. I was also ambassador to Russia.
Yes.
In the 80s.
Yes.
You know, in the 90s, 2003.
Yes. The other question is this issue of the Middle Belt, which you are so involved.
Yes.
Because it looks like the Middle Belt has become a football field for the Nigerian politicians, the North and the South. So what's the hope towards 2023 for Middle Belt states, the North Central geopolitical zone?
Yes, in a way, we're like a bride in waiting. This is the position of Middle Belt, as we are, is courted by the North and by the South. We are staying smartly in the middle. The North believes that they wield power because they are more populated, but they cannot be more populated without the population of the Middle Belt. So today, the Nigerian politics realize that without the Middle Belt, there's nothing like the Northern domination. Without this Middle Belt, the South cannot succeed. In fact, the DECO came on the back of Middle Belt cooperation when we worked with them hand in hand to ensure that June 12 was realized in the time of MKO Abiola, which led to eventually the formation of NADECO. And it is the backing of the Middle Belt Forum that caused NADECO to work hard and bring about democracy in 1999. So we're bright.
Okay. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Excellency.
Your role now, your role in the Middle Belt. What is your role in the Middle Belt politics now, sir?
My role?
Yes. What are you doing there? Are you encouraging the governors? Are you participating in political parties?
The Middle Belt now, as I said, we are we're playing a balancing role between the North and the South. The North cannot claim population superiority without the Middle Belt. What I'm saying that without Middle Belt, no section of the country can claim power. It is when we teamed with the South that we got the June 12. And the North has always used Middle Belt to beef up their population. So we now realize that without that, they cannot retain power as they've always been claiming.
Okay. We have our colleague in Milan, Italy, Mark Godwin. Mark, what question would you like to ask the Air Commodore?
Thank you very much, Dr. Shagun. You're doing very well. Air Commodore Dan Suleiman, you're welcome, sir. I followed. I was a young man in school when you were governor of Plateau State and administrator of some organizations. Yes, so We followed you very well.
In our days, we are called governors, not administrators.
Yes, sir. And governors, that's correct. It's a similar question to what Dr. Shego asked earlier. Nigeria has been spending so much money buying fighter planes. Last time we bought about 3, 4, 5 Super Tucanos flights. The other day we bought M3460, the Squadron flight. That's very special plane. And lastly, again, we ordered for the JF-17 Thunder jets. And we're spending too much money on this. Don't you think dialogue, like my colleague said, is dialogue not a simple way and a cheap way to resolve some of these conflicts we're having in the north? Do we keep buying and buying? And interestingly, we're just buying them. We're not using them effectively. It's not like we really get results from using them. It's just buy purchases. Last time Buhari was in America, and there were more purchases being done on fighter jets. What will you say on my daddy, Air Commodore Dan Suleiman? What will you say about this?
Thank you very much. I wish to agree with you totally that there's no alternative to dialogue. In all wars and crises, whenever battles are fought, at the end you end up on the negotiating table. Yes, so why not start with negotiation before you go into war? So I agree with you entirely that it's better to jojo than to war. Unfortunately, you heard that saying before. It's better to jojo than to war.
Yes, sir. That's from the British former Prime Minister.
Unfortunately, the current government is missing the opportunity. The current government is missing the opportunity of assembling people around, providing a forum for dialogue where peace can be restored to the nation.
Yeah, a bit of arrogance there. But I want to take you international, sir. I'm so glad that you were the Federal Commissioner for Special Duty when ECOWAS was brought together, because that will take you to different heads of states throughout West Africa, telling them how to do it, want to do it. And today we have a formidable ECOWAS. But I don't know how formidable it is, because without Nigeria, ECOWAS appeared to will collapse. We spend most, we pay most of their bills, and is the ECOWAS we set up, is it as strong as it is today compared with that time? Or do you think there are some things that we should do to strengthen ECOWAS so that it doesn't just become a name and without being effective?
Yeah, ECOWAS, when it was conceived at that time, it was to be a regional organization.
Yeah.
Yes, just like the East African Community. So these communities were designed by our founding fathers. When OAU was established in 1962, incidentally, I was in Ethiopia then as a cadet, so I knew that Africa was divided into economic zones: East Africa, West Africa, Southern Africa, Central Africa, and so on, and Northern Africa. So ECOWAS was a creation of these economic blocks. It's unfortunate that today the ECOWAS is mainly driven by Nigeria, but of course that's the price that we pay for being considered the giant of Africa.
Okay, Nigeria, I have a follow-up question.
Nigeria really has no choice but to assume the leadership role in ECOWAS and in Africa at large. Even as of now, the ECOWAS headquarters is established here in Nigeria.
Yes, sir. But there is a follow-up question. One of the aims of ECOWAS is to have a common currency. Do you think that can happen?
Well, there's no reason why it shouldn't happen. Otherwise, after all, we are copying other blocks like European Union. They have their common currency, isn't it? If they can have it, why can't we have it?
Yes, but we have this
In fact,
francophone unit.
there was a time that Naira nearly became the West African currency.
But nobody will touch it now,
One
right
Naira
now.
was that strong. It always became the West African currency.
Yes, sir. But the way it is now, the Naira has gone down.
If we were to encourage trading across the region, then common currency will be the best way to enhance trading, isn't it? And economic integration.
Yes, but given the fact that the central bank of the francophone countries are in Paris, as it were, because of the control over the CFA francs, you think France will allow that? And you know our relations with France has not been the best since 1960. So we have this challenge with France. And if we should introduce common currency and France cannot control Nigeria, then there will be challenges. So I don't see how the French government will permit the francophone countries of West Africa to be that close with us when they know that they may lose their hold on these francophone countries. That is the challenge I'm seeing there, sir.
Well, of course, the challenge will always be there. France wants to continue to maintain hegemony over their former colonial states. But what is the point of having independence if we cannot determine our own future? We as Africans, we need to determine our own future. We cannot continue to be dependent on our foreign masters. Otherwise, what is the value of independence?
Okay, we want to bring this wonderful interview to a close. We want you to address Nigerians in diaspora. Many have left home 20 years ago, 30 years ago. There have been third generation of Nigerians born here. Some are getting to know you for the first time. What advice will you give to Nigerians in diaspora?
Yes. To be candid, I feel for our Nigerians in diaspora because from what I know, they've been contributing to the economy of Nigeria by some of the funds they repatriate to Nigeria. But are they getting the benefits of their economic contribution? But what I would advise is that home is always better than
abroad.
Foreign country. Abroad. There's no place like home. Of course, Nigeria itself needs to improve its own economy, improve its own well-being. That way, it will attract our foreign partners instead of always bringing foreigners, experts to come and run our economy for us. I believe that we have enough of our experts who are abroad, who can come and develop our economy. In fact, other nations in the world have used their people in diaspora to develop their own nations, such as India and so on. Why can't we do the same? Yeah, if I was in government today, I would do everything in my power to encourage our people in diaspora to come back and help to develop the economy. To me, that's the way forward.
Okay. So you are encouraging Nigerians to go home, and
But
are you
I
just,
think you
is it
don't give
just
up
for
on, don't
holiday
give
or
up
to
on
go back to
Nigeria.
Nigeria and settle?
Yeah, don't give up on Nigeria. That's my advice
Okay.
to.
Nigerians in the diaspora.
Mm.
All right, sir. We have to thank you. Ambassador Nat, are you there? You want to join me in thanking uh, the Air Commodore Nat on behalf of Echo News Echo? Would you like to thank the great man that has worked
The
seriously for his
Air Commodore,
nation?
not the crew captain.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Ambassador to ambassador,
Uh,
Ambassador Nat, please help us thank him.
Ambassador to ambassador.
Mm.
yeah,
Thank you very much. I appreciate
yeah,
you.
Sami Suleiman. It's been a
Mm.
privilege to interact with you today. We've learned so much too with your experience in government and outside government. And we look forward to another opportunity again so that we can continue the discussion. Once again, on
The
behalf of
discussion.
News Echo, thank you so much for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day and God
Maki
bless you.
Milan, Maki Milan, you want to put
Thank you
the
very much.
icing on the cake?
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Air Commodore Dan Suleiman, you have blessed the program today. And we thank you so much for not only giving us some very important points on what is happening in Nigeria, but also bringing us back to those great things and what your impact in the country called Nigeria. We thank you so much for taking your time, your very busy schedule to be with us. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you.
And that,
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I appreciate you all.
Thank
yeah.
you.
So we'll go on a short break right now. When we return, we're going to listen to the Nigerian female basketballers who are complaining that they have been neglected. Is that the story of Nigeria? Don't go away. We'll be right back after this short break. You're welcome back to News Echo, where we give you the latest information. That was Commodore Dan Suleiman. Now we want to look into a very serious situation. These girls, young, talented, they've been playing for Nigeria. They've been winning. They have won 3 times consecutively African Women Championship, and we need to celebrate them. I have come to celebrate the Tigress, they're called. Beautiful, young, strong Nigerian ladies winning for us, spending their money, and they have a grievance. And this grievance, may I say, very grievous. But let the studio play what they have to say. And I want you to listen to this one before we have our input.
Yes, sorry, it's coming.
It's coming, it's coming, it's coming, but you need to hear it and listen to this young lady, what they have been suffering. Apart from winning, nobody's taking them seriously in the government. And others in other countries, they will be celebrated. They've been winning, they've been representing us at the Olympics, they've been representing us at world uh, competitions. Why can't we not just appreciate them? That's what they're asking for, and
Yes,
the allowances are not paid. Are we ready, studio?
yes, sir. I want to say before we bring them in, also it's a sign that we don't. The Nigerian government doesn't really understand the power in this genre of activity. Yes, it's ready to. Let's hear from the girls.
First, we want to say thank you to the Nigerian Embassy in Cameroon for celebrating us. We appreciate you more than you know. Other than that, we do not feel appreciated or celebrated after achieving this historical feat. In 2017, we won the AfroBasket Championship, and 3 days later, we were presented to the Father of Nations, Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, and his entire cabinet by the former ministry, Honorable Solomon Dalong, as customary with handshake. We have defended our championship and brought back the cup in 2019 and 2021, which is historical, but still, no invitation has been extended to the team to visit Aso Rock or a presidential handshake. Why?
President of NBBF, Musa Kita, said that the Federation isn't owing any players, officials, or vendors. This is far from the truth. The last time we checked, our allowances, stipends, bonuses, training grants, and donations made by banks for players, officials, and volunteers still have not been paid.
We are owed $73,118 from the NBBF, $24,000 from the Ministry for the Tokyo Grant, and $100,000 from donations from 3 banks in Nigeria.
Ever since our general manager and team manager resigned, we feel like we're being marginalized. Our senior leadership, like the former president, never really shows up for camps or competitions to boost our morale. And when we have significant concerns and issues that needs to be addressed, when he does show up, we get vague answers, as if our concerns aren't important to him. But when we win, they magically show up for photo ops and celebrations to use for political gain. Musa Kita was not in Cameroon, but somehow he showed up to Abuja to take pictures and to hoist a trophy, again, for political gain.
The Tokyo 2020 Olympics was full of a bunch of distractions for all of us. We didn't know the final roster until the day before the flight. So our first team practice was in Tokyo days before the first game.
There's a lot of things that could have been handled differently to increase our chances of success. Starting with our travel, there was a 36-hour flight, our team gear and uniforms, making sure they're up standard, 2 practices a day, not being able to access medical staff at certain points during the Olympics, as well as gift exchange between teams.
Why hasn't the team been to Nigeria since 2019? We're wondering the same thing. As the Tigers players, we want to go back to Nigeria. We don't understand why we have not been to the country for the last 2 years for camp or for any celebration. It's customary that the team is to go home for major competitions so that we can have morale. It's also important that we inspire the next generation to follow their dreams. Every player that has been a D-Tiger since 2017 has their own thoughts and feelings about the dissolved NBBF board and coaching staff over the course of the time. It is evident that our voices have not been heard, our requests for little things have been ignored, on top of not being celebrated or recognized as much as a 3 times back-to-back-to-back African Cup of Nations champion deserves.
Our demands: all money owed to players, officials, and vendors, adequate travel to competitions, and a team manager for all team functions. If these demands are not met, with all due respect to the presidency, the NBBF, and the ministry, all D-Tigers players will not be reporting to the FIBA World Cup tournament in 2022 in February. We are one united voice.
I stand.
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 Well. Mark, are you standing? Nat, are you standing? I'm standing with them.
I'm standing. Hidiba. Ambassador,
no.
I'm standing.
They are more than standing.
What's your impression, Nat?
This video clip we have just watched and what the Tigress have said is rather unfortunate. That this is what they will receive as reward for representing Nigeria, and on 3 occasions for winning this particular competition back to back 3 times.
Continental championship, yeah.
Yeah, and that reminds me, we had one minister, Solomon Dalong of Minister of Sport, who told the world that they didn't expect our footballing team, the ladies, they were not expecting that they will win, and so they didn't prepare anything for them. But it's showing the nation in very bad light. You don't treat your people representing you at international level, not once, not twice, not three times, and always winning, and you don't appreciate them. I think a high level committee should be set up to investigate why the Ministry of Youth and Sports, they did the same thing in Tokyo 2020.
Yes.
Zeal, and
I mean,
disgrace. I think something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. And if
but
this
we continue saying the same thing year in, year out. Mark in Milan, we continue saying something is wrong there and nothing happens. I mean, look at what Ambassador Nat said. One year, the minister said we didn't expect them to win, so we didn't make any provision. Were you expecting them to lose? Is that now? Why is it that we make the same mistake in Olympics? Every Olympics, every World Cup, our athletes must protest openly, disgrace the country, and yet without protesting, there are no hearing ears in Asorok. Why are we this underdeveloped? Matt, maybe you can help us.
I wonder why we still have the office called Minister of Sports when issues like this are not addressed. There is a man now there Sunday, the Minister of Sport now there Sunday, and they put their focus on frivolous things that don't really matter. Then the core issues of the matters, they don't address it. So Sunday, Dalong was the former minister. These girls did what they did under that administration, but he didn't follow up with them. And you can hear how passionate they are for their country. They went out there, they did their thing, but nobody appreciated them, no anything. It's sad. Now, how do they want Nigerians in diaspora to get involved in the development of Nigeria when they are being treated like this? The problem is the top. When the top doesn't have a knowledge of things, everything crumbles. So
Yeah.
yes, the top doesn't have this.
There is no fear of the top among the ministers, because
Exactly.
if a minister of sports should know that our Olympic athletes have only one pair of uniform and they have to wash it a night before they go and appear in the whole world, in front of the whole world, I mean, that minister will say, I think I will lose my job. But when he knows that his president is not capable of understanding what is going on, he could afford to do anything. And look at all the money that these ladies are asking for, which they owe them, transport money, token for this, they are about $300,000 for people who have traveled, who have left every other thing, who have left job, who have left father, mother, and children to win for Nigeria for $300,000, and they are begging for it, and they are not celebrated, they are not honored, morale not boosted. I mean, we don't know what language we can say that these people will understand that they are damaging our young ones. Anything the government has its hand is going to be damaged. Look at these young girls, they organize themselves and they are winning. But for the government, they're winning. Now, the government to appreciate them, to celebrate them, to even have a handshake at Asorok is not even happening. And these are people who understand what it is for their president to just give them a handshake and tell them that, look, you are doing beautifully for our country. And they can't even get this one. For $300,000, many Arab countries will spend $300 million to get their children winning like this. Nat, you want to say something now? Because I'm really, really, really put off by the way we do things in Nigeria. What is in $300,000 that they have to be owed?
I see that in you, Dr. Shagu. Dr. Shagu, please hold your peace. Don't worry. A time is coming. It's coming close. Things will be done well. We can't be like this all through our lives. God has not created us to be this confused and doing things shabbily. These girls did work for their country with their hearts. These girls did their best and they brought results. Now, and if you go close now to the Ministry of Sports, the present minister will tell you it doesn't concern him. It wasn't under his watch, so he can do less. You know, he will give all the excuses. Meanwhile, he's putting his own donation to a championship game that is going on now that that doesn't really add value, because that championship game is only promoting the name of the wife of the president. It's not really doing that much of irrelevance to sport. It's just to promote the name of Aisha Buhari. So and you're promoting an event when behind you are issues that have not been settled. So we are caught up in a very strong dilemma. But I know these girls will win because this video has gone viral. A lot of Nigerians are hearing it, and things will obviously there might be a succor to their plea.
Now, what would you like to say before we go to the next topic?
I think this is an issue that the presidency and act immediately, so that one way or the other, the name of the country has to be redeemed, and then these young girls will be encouraged, and the future generations will also be encouraged to take anything they are doing for their country seriously, knowing that the country will appreciate and respond appropriately.
In the days of MKO Abiola, Abiola will just send money to them, isn't it? In those days.
Yes, he was pillar of sports in Africa. He played that role efficiently.
If he listened to these young girls who struggling and making Nigeria, I mean, he would just send $300,000. But we don't have such people anymore. But I was just thinking, why can't we start GoFundMe for these girls? They will earn more. We will get them $1 million. GoFundMe for these girls. Do you think we can start something like that?
That's a very good one. Yes, we can do that. But the thing is, when it comes to finances on the internet, it's a very delicate issue. If we start it, they will want to know who are we. Some questions will be asked, and so that it is purely for that motive. So yes, it's a beautiful idea, but we need some consent from them also. We need consent from the girls, and we can go ahead and do that.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense. If we have to get in touch with them to say we want to start GoFundMe, the money will not come to any individual. The money will go to a particular account where these girls will be able to access it, and then something good will happen to them. I think we should be able to start doing things like that in News Echo right now. So we'll look for opportunity to get their consent, their leader. We Google them and say, we want to do GoFundMe. It's time to shame some government officials, put them to shame. Is it $300,000? We can raise that one in 3 days. I'm telling you, Nigerians can raise it in 3 days. Like you rightly said, we have to properly do it, get their consent, and then make sure that the money goes to an account. You and I will not have be signatories, but we will propel it, and these girls will have access to their own money. We can do that, and it will be a shame on a government that does not appreciate people slaving for them day and night, putting their names in good places, making themselves good ambassadors, placing the name of Nigeria in high places, and yet they just don't worry. But it is not enough just to talk about it. Let's do something positive for these girls. Go fund them. Go fund them. We can do it, and we'll work on it after this program. Let's go on a short break. When we return, Ambassador Nat will be telling us about Anambra elections. Is it going to take place or not? Who is going to win? Who is going to lose? Who has defected? Which party is going to win? Which party is going to lose? Is INEC the winner? Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shago. INEC is going to win eventually because INEC has what it takes. Thank you, sir.
Schengen Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. Though articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better, the inside story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind keeping you updated.
Hashtag Schengen Story magazine. Get Schengen Story magazine full editions.
Welcome back. This is the News Echo, and we give you information, facts, and analysis. We're on the last segment for today, and we want to look into some political issues in Nigeria. We're starting with Anambra forthcoming election, November 6th, the date. So many movements, tectonic movements happening in Anambra politics. Let me leave it to the ambassador, our in-house researcher. Nat, what's going on in Anambra State? Election or no election? That is not the question. INEC says we are going to have election. IPOP says don't go and vote, but we don't know whether they have changed that one. Please tell us who has left one camp or the other. Stella Odua, now some other people. Please, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. A lot of things or many things are happening in Anambra State, Southeast Geopolitical Zone. INEC has fixed November 6, 20 Anambra State. INEC has also released for now 16 or 18 candidates representing different political parties who want to participate in the elections. INEC ad hoc staff for these elections. And but there are so many challenges that have been thrown up in the Anambra election. Some court cases are still outstanding as who will stand or who will not stand. The Inspector General of Police just announced yesterday that they are also ready, and he has read the Riot Act to their police officials in Anambra State to ensure that these elections will hold, to ensure that peace will be given a chance for the Anambra elections to hold. But some of the challenges border on insecurity in Southeast, especially in Anambra State and Imo State. INEC does not control any security outfit. They have to get their security outfits from the military, the police, and other military parastatals. But we have had we have had, sorry for that break. we have had the other spanners being thrown into the works by the Minister of Justice and Attorney General. He was talking of a state of emergency in Anambra State.
And the presidency has said it's not going to happen.
Are now on Anambra State, and especially the stakeholders. IPOB recently have been silent on elections or
Yeah, IPOB has been silent on
sitting
recent.
down at home. So with the issue of now in custody by the DSS, and we know that the Southeast Caucus in the National Assembly are trying to provide a political solution to this issue. So again, time is not on our side. Time is not on the side of Anambra State people to ensure that this election hold on the 6th of November 2021, because there will be constitutional crisis if the elections don't hold that day, and when we are looking forward to having a new government in place in Anambra State.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Mark, you wanted to add something?
No. It was during the network issues with Ambassador Nat. I wanted to say that yes, Anambra is the hot spot now. November the 6th is the next gubernatorial election. So the fire is the atmosphere is tense. So what most candidates are doing is relocating their campaign team, their campaign office to Lagos, so they can campaign from Lagos, because somehow the security apparatus cannot control the outburst of some of these miscreants that are creating confusion in Anambra. But regardless of that, the election will hold. INEC has promised it will hold, and INEC is doing everything to make sure it holds. So come rain, come sunshine, come whatever, winter, cold, Anambra's election will hold, and a winner will emerge on that day. Thank you.
Do you think APC is winning that election because the deputy governor of Obiana just switched hands?
That has nothing to do with anything. I don't want to be partisan here, but there will be some real ear-tingling surprises. Ear-tingling surprises on that day.
Ambassador Nat, do you share that view with Mark?
Well, from the look of things, and from the way the APC caretaker committee is going about poaching people, key figures from other political parties, it's like, and it looks like the federal government is ready to deploy its might to have some subterranean influence on what goes on in Anambra State.
Okay, who are the big wigs that have become of recent, apart from the deputy governor, Stella Odua, moved from PDP to APC?
The five of the special advisors to the governor of Anambra State have also decamped to APC just yesterday or thereabout. And when you begin to add up some of the utterances of people like Malami, why will he even talk of a sort of emergency in such a time like this? What's the motive? What will he want? What will anybody want to achieve? Even if everybody leaves APGA and goes to APC or PDP, Anambra State is an APGA state, for some years now. And so I again, as my colleague said, Mark, it's very dicey. In politics in Nigeria now, it seems anything is possible. And 24 hours is always a very long period for things to change.
Well, I think if IPOB members are going to allow the election and they are going to participate, will they not rather vote for an ABGA, which is Biafra based, than vote for PDP or APC or any other party which is federal based? Or am I just thinking in abstract?
No, but IPOB come up to say that it's only the Anambra State governor who is not their member, because the Anambra State governor, we understand, is accusing other southeastern state governors of sponsoring IPOB. So we don't know whether IPOB, we don't even know which candidate they will support. Will they support an ABGA candidate? Will they support Labour, Zenith Labour Party? Will they support YPP? These are very open.
Apparently, ABGA is a regional party, if not a state party. No other place is ABGA making headway like it has done in Anambra State, and therefore we can confidently say it's an Anambra political party. Having said that, we don't know whether the IPOP people, who have a lot of young people, will want to vote for ABGA. But what would you like to add, Mark? I saw you wanted to add something.
No. My colleague, Ambassador Nat, said it. Let's just put our fingers crossed. Surprises will spring up on that day. I know that the campaign to APC and all that it has no base. What will happen will happen. Let me just say this one for the record. ADC will spring surprises. African Democratic Congress will bring in some surprise.
What's the name of the ADC flag bearer in this gubernatorial election?
Yes, it's called Akachukwu.
Okay.
Sylvanus Akachukwu. Sylvanus Akachukwu is the flag bearer for ADC, African Democratic Congress gubernatorial election. And he has what it takes. He's sound. He's grounded. He understands Nigerian politics. And
does he have money?
And he's an Anambra man.
Does he have money like Tinubu?
Big brother, Sasha, you see this question you ask now. This is what you people are using to scatter that Nigeria. Well, money answers all things, like the Bible also says. But we're not.
I'm not saying is he going to buy votes with the money. I say, has he got money? Because the two representatives of ADC must be at every polling booth. They are in their thousands. They will be paid at least 5,000 per head. So these are the money that he would need to spend.
Yes.
These are legitimate money.
The party is handling that. We call those people foot soldiers. And
okay.
ADC has been able to recruit a lot of youths, a lot of young people.
Are they going to be paid or not? Who is going to make the payment?
The game is not really money now, Sasha. We are trying to make Nigeria become 20th century compliant, and that involves young people getting involved. So the young
these polling booth men and women will need lunch. They will be standing there from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. They will need breakfast, lunch.
Will feed them. INEC is paying them. They should. This is where we get it all wrong.
I'm talking of party member, party towards.
Yeah, I get you.
INEC will not give them food.
I'm with you.
INEC will give it officials, but not party.
Refreshments will come to them. There will be water, fruit, small bites, meat pies, and all that. But the core.
So they can. Okay. I'm waiting for the result. I'm waiting for the result.
Yes.
I'm just telling you where APC and PDP they have an edge. APC and PDP, we pay them some certain amounts of money to be watching the votes. That's what I'm asking for. I'm not asking money to bribe anybody.
And that should stop, Sashege. We shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be allowing and permitting and encouraging people to get paid because they are doing something that is constitutional, something that is their civic right. It is the civic right of the
food and drink. These people are not rich to have enough money. They have given up their time. You are not paying for their time. You are paying for them to have energy to stand. That's what I'm saying.
Let's be that way. But really, we have used this money thing to make a lot of things go wrong in our electoral system. You know, everybody wants to get paid. The INEC officer wants something, and all this brings in nefarious.
Have you contested election before?
Sir?
Have you contested an election before?
I was close to it, but I left. I was to be a counselor.
Where is Ambassador Nat? Let him help me out here. Help me out here, because you appear to be living in an ideal world. Yes, when it comes to reality, and we're not even asking that. Definitely, I will never ask people to be paid for their votes, but that those who will be assisting to ensure that the voting was not rigged. They come from all parties. The law of Nigeria permits it that you are supposed to bring at least 2 to come and see how things are done and stay with them there. And then parties are now going to give their own representatives food and water, and it is what they give. They cannot start buying sandwiches all over the place, so they now give them some money. Many people have not been able to contest presidential election, governorship election, because they don't have such money. You need it. Nat, I was just asking whether ADC has got such money to man every booth so that the votes will count. But our brother in Milan said, no. They will go and distribute kuli to them at a point or something, but we shouldn't give them money. What do you say?
Well, for now, money has a very big role to play in Nigerian politics, and sometimes it determines who wins and who loses any elections. So we need to see that there's any difference from what we have experienced in the past and what we are hearing and seeing as of now. Because if you don't have a deep pocket, you cannot go for even the local government elections, the local government level, you will not win. The people will
even
not
money to be spent legitimately, not the one that they bribe. No, not that one. They want to facilitate that. And is there going to be electronic transmission?
Yes, the Senate yesterday have now agreed with their House of Representative colleagues to allow for electronic transmission of votes, and so that's now settled. And hopefully, that the president will sign that new bill to come into law. But the problem, one challenge now with the political parties, this issue of direct or indirect primaries. APC says they're ready for direct primaries, but it looks PDP says they prefer indirect, for especially the financial implication and then the logistics of those primaries, especially the challenge to INEC, because the direct primary says every party member will be qualified to vote, and INEC had to supervise all the election primaries, and we are talking of 70-something political parties that are likely to participate.
Yeah, is it going to be put in the bill as well?
Direct or indirect?
Because you cannot tell a party what to do.
That is what the PDP has kicked against. Even though you are the lawmakers, you make laws that can can be actionable.
Yes,
So,
you cannot tell a party what to do. They have their own constitution, but it appears that APC is going the direct primary. And if they go direct primary, it's going to be laborious. It's going to be it's to eliminate some poor people from contesting because you cannot go that way. Well, we see how it pans out for the money bags amongst them, and then in a way, they're going to use it if it pays their candidate. If the candidate is going to win through direct primary, people like Tinubu should just greet presidency good night, because I can't see how you can win direct primaries all over the north, middle belt, and all those places.
even the Southwest.
Yes, in the southwest we struggle. Now
Yeah.
let's go national. We understand that the former presidential candidate of YPP has decamped to African Democratic Congress. He's in person of Mogalu, who used to be the assistant director or one of the directors in the central bank, and went on to participate in the last elections, one of the runners up, and now he's in ADC. Do you think ADC is gaining much popularity and much ground, and is worthy, because you need the base route? Nat, before I ask Mark.
Well, Professor Kingsley Mogalu, a former presidential candidate, actually he was deputy governor of the central bank.
Oh, deputy governor. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
He was a colleague to late Obadiah Melafia. After the 2019 presidential elections, and Mogalu didn't win, he told us he was abandoning politics. But all of a sudden he's back into politics, and there is an attempt by 7 political parties to merge into one for purposes of the 2023 elections. I don't know if the ADC is one of them, and we don't know if those amalgamation of 7 political parties will present Mogalu as a presidential candidate. This is what we know for now of Mogalu coming back into active politics, and then he's decamping from YPP to ADC, and he still has the YPP. Anyway, he says he's no longer a member of that party, but the YPP is represented by Senator Ifeanyi Ubah in the Senate at the moment.
Okay. And he says, if I can read correctly, he says, we move. Ask all my political supporters to join the ADC. How many thousands? Let me ask Mark. How many millions do you think he's bringing to ADC?
Dr. Shago, he's not bringing. It's obvious. ADC is becoming very relevant. Now, I want you to listen to this. This is what he said. I'm quoting Kingsley Mogalu. Kingsley Mogalu is an intelligent man, and he has seen it all also. He has been on the forefront of so many things, economically and politically. Now, he said for the past years, I've been a part of a group of individuals and political parties working towards the emergence of a third force. Now, I want us to take note of that word, third force. Previously, we were talking of APC, PDP. These two parties have shown to be the two strong weights in Nigeria. But behold, there's an emergence of a new concept, a new movement, and it's called the third force. Now, ADC, African Democratic Party, fits into that they won the vote. There was actually a vote on the streets of Nigeria early this year on what is an alternative force to PDP and APC. And the people chose ADC, African Democratic Party. Now, he has also been on the background working towards this arrangement. And like he said millions of our country men and women are tired of traditional politics. They are tired of that, how it's normally done. Like Dr. Shogun said, paying money to electoral officers, giving money in the polling booth, stealing electoral box, and all those crazy things we do. So we're bringing a new concept. Nigeria wants to see something new from a younger generation, a younger mindset of people, and ADC is that political party that is bringing this. So Kingsley Moghalu studied this, and he sees ADC aligns with his own ideology also. So ADC is a key player in his effort to bring a new and a bigger mega party. He's going to bring people, not him bringing people, but people will come in through him. A lot of people will see that, if Moghalu is in this party, then let me come in too. So ADC is doing this, and he joined last week, and he's so excited about it. He's so excited because he knows so many good things will come in. ADC has something unique, and that is what you call the third force. The seventh geopolitical zone. The seventh geopolitical zone is Nigerians in diaspora.
Okay. I was wondering, but now you made me. I can relax now. The seventh one is the Nigerian diaspora. Now,
Yes,
we have to bring this to a close, and we wish Moghalu and the ADC well, just like other parties. We want the best to come out from all these parties. And in closing, Nat, what's your last take for today?
Well, we want to call on the federal government to be more responsive to people who have participated in doing the nation proud, especially in all endeavors, and especially athletics and female basketball.
Thank you very much. Mark, what's your last take for today?
Thank you very, Dr. Shogun. You've done so well putting us through with updates. But we forgot to talk about the incident in Kogi State, the young lady that was flogged for.
That was in Kwara State.
Yeah, in Kwara State, sorry. She was flogged for something too menial, and they scattered her back over nothing. Also, we have the Biafran regalia that has become an issue now.
Do we have that picture? Do we have that picture of Biafran regalia?
Yes, we have a video where
let me look at it.
An actor was being flogged.
No, I can wear this. My vehicle is parked at the center of all people.
No worry, that one.
Hold on. So this is Rising. This is song. This is Rising Song, not Biafra, not Eastern Security Network. Do you understand? So with my education, I know areas to go, areas not to go. It would be better for you to be videoing all this. Your guy is talking. Your guy is talking. Your guy is talking. So let's listen to the facts. They know how to react to the facts. This is the implication of this. Rising Song. Me, I believe that.
No, 30 minutes.
I will be right.
Gather people.
Well, this is just civil dress.
On this way.
I was buying bread, 10,000 naira bread, sharing the one.
On this way.
No campaign, nothing. Sharing bread, 10,000 worth of bread. When they came, nobody was doing demonstration or carrying people along. If people who were hungry, I was giving them bread.
I tell you.
I was giving them bread.
Then deploy.
Okay, that's
okay.
the video.
Do you have the picture of those in the church?
Yes, there are photos of people in the church, and there are various people now. It has now sparked off a situation where people now want to wear the dress, the regalia. And it's funny because this is nothing, it's too trivial an issue to make an issue. We don't have this shouldn't be an issue. Yes, that's the rising sun and a woman in a church and members in the church, not a woman, a whole church has its members wearing the regalia of the Igbo, the southeast of Nigeria. They are part of their traditional dress. There is the Ishiago, the other one that we normally wear with the lion head and the lion fist. Now this one is the rising sun and with the sign of black, green, and red with the sun in between. Now it has nothing to do with, take note of what I'm going to say now. This has nothing to do with ESN or IPOB. It is the Igbo's regalia. It sprang up during the 60s, during that time of the Biafran War. So looking at it as an IPOB thing or ESN or something very controversial is funny because this has been on for years now. It has been on for years now. And all of a sudden now it's like an offense to put it on. And that's really strange. So that's it, Dr. Shagun.
Well, thank you very much for that explanation. Nat, do you have any explanation? Where did the federal government get it wrong this time? Again,
you know, the larger picture is that you find the armed forces or the security outfit harassing her citizens unnecessarily. The military do not even have that constitutional right to arrest or to arrest citizens or these are the taxpayers who are paying the salaries and allowances of the security outfit, and they are turning against the citizens. So I think it's wrong. And these are some of the challenges we have had with this APC administration. And sometimes it's even the police and the military brutalizing each other, not even the talk of civilians.
And I can imagine Nigerians in diaspora wearing that clothes for the next years to come. They will nobody can arrest you here for wearing those Biafran clothes. Whether you call them Biafran clothes or not, people will see that. So your explanation is well received, Mark. But we in the diaspora, I'm sure that many people will now start wearing it and taking pictures all over the place. There's nothing the federal government will be able to do about it. Ordinarily, if the federal government had taken away its eyes, it would not have made any news. Now that it has made news, copycats and all those things will now follow. And with all of this, their propaganda, the propaganda will get to the UN, AU, and all the rest.
Dr. Shagun, I have ordered for mine. Yes, I've ordered for my own Rising Sun muffler and T-shirt. I've ordered. I'm serious. So
is it within Europe? Did they do it in Europe yet?
No. I've ordered from Nigeria, and so maybe one of these program I'm going to put it on because it's just our regalia. Like the Yorubas have the that head of, yes, it's nothing. It's nothing now. The Nigerian government has made it a popular. Thank the
Nigerian. It is not popular. I mean, if you wear it in London, people will clap for you. I'm telling you, people will clap for you. It's the next dress to wear to a party now. It is the next.
Yes.
Old nation can do one with their own Moremi and their
different styles will come out of it. Different trends, styles. So now
the lady that they show there, it fits her very well. She looks beautiful, and
Buhari's government have made our regalia a #1 brand. Everybody will
and it's going to make money, and the people are going to make money. It's going to generate some income, and in any case, nobody has branded his trousers. You remember his famous trousers when he said Imo State. Nobody has branded that. Well, It's on that note, we bring this meeting to a close. We want to congratulate Dr. Osahon Enabulele for being the president. World Medical Association is just been made there, and we wish him very well for his role and taking the name of Nigeria to places of pride. For the ladies, the Tigress, we will pursue opening fund me and see what we can come out of it. Oh yes, that's Dr. Sahan. We are proud of you. Thank you for lifting up the name of Nigeria, and all those who are lifting the name of Nigeria. We salute you and will always showcase you. Thank you for doing what you are doing. Next week we shall be looking at the 2022 national budget proposal as presented before the National Assembly. We understand that the combination of President Buhari and Vice President Osinbajo will be spending 508 million naira on food for 1 year. 508 million naira for food for 1 year for the first two Nigerian leaders, President and Vice President. We shall be looking at how much Nigeria will be borrowing again and what Dr. Ade Adesina has said about Nigerian is getting over borrowed. All of these we shall be bringing in the next episode, which comes up next week. I want to thank my colleague in the city of London, Nat Iyakwo. Ambassador Nat, thank you for coming. I want to thank my colleague in Milan, Mark Godwin, for the good work you are doing. Thank you very much. And for the crew in Milan who put us on the screen. And those of you watching at home and you will still watch in the next few days, I want to thank you very much. Please keep subscribing, and we continue to present to you the latest. My name is Sheikh Johnson. Until next week, God bless you all.
Thank you.